Aston Villa is already making history with Unai Emery being in third place, but they can do even more. But if they beat Arsenal, it will be their 15th home consecutive Premier League win, something that is unimaginable for many fans like 5 or 10 years ago, but it comes with a Unai Emery masterclass. Premier League Gameweek 16 predictions and bold opinions will be in this video. Don't forget to like this video and comment down below if you agree or disagree with what I'm saying. Let's start with the opinions, and the first one, it is a fact that is Man City need more depth in midfield. I know they've got an elite squad. Matheus Nunes and Kovacic didn't get the trust still of Pep Guardiola, but Calvin Phillips will not be starting, I believe, for Man City in top games ever. Rodri is unbeaten in his last 43 games for Man City, and all Man City's 4 losses this season come without who? Without one of the best defensive midfielders in the world. That is Rodri, and still irreplaceable in this team. Calvin Phillips, you gotta go. And Man City are not in a crisis, people, okay? No Kevin De Bruyne, no Rodri, and they have to rely on Akanji, Rico Lewis in midfield. Again, they need better options, but I don't want to say they're in a crisis, because they're not. Let's see if people still say that Man City's in a crisis when Jeremy Doku or Jack Grealish is at the left wing, when Phil Foden or Alvarez is there, where Kevin De Bruyne is there, when we have Bernard Silva, a magician there, and obviously Rodri and John Stones. That is the midfield that won them the Champions League. The European treble, sorry people. So Man City are not in a crisis, and Man City for sure need to sign a defensive midfielder. But let's talk about Aston Villa, because what they're doing is absolutely historic. Aston Villa is already making history with Unai Emery being in third place, but they can do even more. But if they beat Arsenal, it will be their 15th home consecutive Premier League win, something that is unimaginable for many fans like 5 or 10 years ago, but it comes with a Unai Emery masterclass. Aston Villa just has an elite team, people. Great wingers with Moussa Diaby and Leon Bailey. A great midfield with Boubacar Kamara, with Douglas Luiz, with McGinn, with Tielemans. Elite centre-back partnership with Pau Torres and Diego Carlos that did a great job against Man City. Only 2 shots. And then Emi Martinez, one of the best goalkeepers in the world. This is why Aston Villa is making history. And Ollie Watkins that has 8 goals and 6 assists in the Premier League. And if Harry Kane doesn't play for England, the number 2 must be Ollie Watkins. What an unreal job he has done with Unai Emery. That, look, remember Cavani at PSG? So am I predicting Aston Villa beating Arsenal in this game week prediction? I will be saying it at the end. But Luton against Man City, I definitely expect Man City to win this game. So it makes sense to talk about the leaders of the Premier League. Arsenal, a more mature team in my view, and what an inspiring win against Luton, okay? A comeback by Arsenal, a team that showed a lot of resilience and that relied on the best midfielder in the Premier League right now, which is Declan Rice. That price tag seems to be a bargain right now that they bought to West Ham. Declan Rice has 5 Man of the Match awards this season for Arsenal, and he's the best midfielder in the Premier League right now. No De Bruyne, I know. No Rodri in those 4 games that Man City lost, but Declan Rice is absolutely fundamental this season for Arsenal to tick. And let's not forget that Declan Rice has 2 last match winners. That was crucial. That game against Luton, they needed a savior, and Declan Rice was that player. I don't believe Arsenal are the main contenders to win the Premier League. I still put Man City, but if Arsenal in January get Jeremy Frimpong that has a 40 million release clause, and they sign or Douglas Luiz or João Palhinha, my statement will change. And imagine a Victor Osimhen. But Chelsea, they need a striker even more. But these 2 CDMs would change Arsenal's future to win the Premier League, or would make it more likely, definitely. And I want to give an opinion on Man United, which Harry Maguire was the player of the month of November. Elite. Man United won all 3 games without conceding 1 goal, and that happened because of Harry Maguire. What a great role he's been having these past months with Onana too in the Premier League, looking very different of the Onana in the Champions League. Consistency will happen, and without Varane, without Sancho, without Rashford, all these players leaving, okay, the spotlight at Man United, Erik ten Hag seems to be getting more support in the locker room and a stronger core. Who would say that? And a strong Maguire at Man United helps a lot that argument that England are big contenders to win the Euros. You got Harry Kane, one of the best strikers, if not the best striker in the world. Jude Bellingham, literally a Ballon d'Or contender right now. And you have a Harry Maguire winning a Player of the Month award. Watch out for England in the Euros. But Portugal, nós vamos ganhar isto. É preciso ter confiança. Let's not forget Scott McTominay that has had a key role for Man United this season with Erik ten Hag. This is a new core, as I said, and 5 Premier League goals have been scored by Scott McTominay. Don't sleep on him. And Garnacho is nominated for Puskás with that goal for sure. And Garnacho won the Premier League Goal of the Month with it. Completely understandable. And if he improves the finishing until the end of the season, we're going to be seeing one of the best wingers in the Premier League, definitely under 21. So keep going, Alejandro Garnacho, with the decision making improving. So my Premier League Game Week 16 predictions, I will put Liverpool winning Crystal Palace away. I think Roy Hodgson, his time will come soon. And Liverpool definitely need a win with Mo Salah, Dominic Szoboszlai, all having a key role this season in the Premier League. Liverpool winning away from home. Then the second game, Brighton against Burnley. I'm not confident about Burnley with Vincent Kompany. It's been shambolic until now. And Brighton with Mitoma, with Evan Ferguson, with De Zerbi, I think they will be winning this game against Burnley. Man United, Bournemouth. Don't be surprised you saw my opinion. I think Man United are a new team that I forgot to say too. Man United have the same amount of wins this season in the Premier League as Man City. So I'm very confident they'll be beating Bournemouth that plays good football too. Don't be surprised if Solanke manages to score. But Man United, I think, will be winning this game at Old Trafford. Sheffield Brentford. I'll be surprised if Mbeumo doesn't score. 7 goals, 3 assists this season in the Premier League, playing against Sheffield United that are last, only with 5 points. I could see a draw in this game, so I'm gonna say a draw or Brentford winning it. I'm putting 2 options in one of the games at least. Aston Villa against Arsenal. It will be historic. It will be epic. It will be maybe Unai Emery's 15th home win, but it can be to Arsenal's game to show to the world that they're gonna win the Premier League. A statement can be done. The best midfielder is there, and one of the best managers in the world is Arteta. What an unreal job he's done with the rebuild. So I will say a draw will happen in this game, in my opinion. Everton, Chelsea. Everton are in much better form right now. Beto scoring goals. They beat 3-0 Newcastle in Goodison Park. What an unreal result. But Chelsea too. Chelsea play good football, but they don't finish. They need a striker. I'm sure Caicedo and Kunko, Enzo will all go up in value once they get the striker sorted. They need someone scoring those goals from the chances created. I will say another draw in my Game Week 16 predictions, and Everton against Chelsea in Goodison Park. And Fulham West Ham, a London derby right here. A West Ham team that surprised a lot of people by beating Tottenham, but they didn't surprise me. I love James Ward-Prowse and this Tottenham team. Without James Maddison, without Mickey van de Ven, they have a lot to do still. When I say a lot to do still, is a lot of signings, okay? And a lot of work with Ange Postecoglou. They've only had 1 preseason, and they've been working for the past 3-4 months. He needs more time. Ange Postecoglou is a great manager to start this new Tottenham culture. Just a quick suggestion, Tottenham need a solution for Harry Kane leaving. They need a goal scorer. Richarlison ain't it. Son should play at left wing, so get Victor Gyökeres. Gyökeres, in my eyes, is the best possible replacement for Harry Kane in the market. In January, they will be very bold to get him, but in the summer, they could convince Sporting to sell him. Gyökeres has 15 goals scored and 5 assists this season in 17 games. An elite player that I believe would shock shock a lot of people once he lands in the Premier League. Because yes, it's inevitable. He played in Championship last season and they were already scouting him. Now, it's a certainty. But yes, I was talking Fulham West Ham, people. Oi! But going back to the Fulham West Ham predictions, because I just went on a tangent talking about the West Ham Tottenham. I believe Fulham will be beating West Ham. They won 5-0 their last game against Nottingham Forest. A Fulham team with Andrés Pereira having masterclasses. With Palhinha, all the tackles are with him. And yes, with Marcos Silva, a great manager, doing what he's got to do. So I believe Fulham will be winning this game. Man City, I said it, Man City will be winning this game. And yes, okay, they're not in a crisis. Once again, I wanted to reiterate that. And one of the blockbuster games next to Aston Villa Arsenal is Tottenham Newcastle. Both teams need a win, but I will be saying it's my third draw of the game week predictions. Tottenham against Newcastle. Come on, Newcastle, they're elite, okay? They've beat Arsenal 1-0. Okay, not a lot of teams can do that in the Premier League, but still, I believe this Tottenham team, they need something to happen, and Ange Postecoglou, the motivator that he is, at least he'll get a draw in this one. I believe. But if it's not a draw, Anthony Gordon, Alexander Isak, expect masterclasses from these players. But let me know down below, do you agree with my Game Week 16 predictions? Do you agree with the opinions that I'm stating in this video? Put down below your thoughts, and don't forget to like this video for more Game Week predictions just like this.